How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another in the series of DBS interviews, where today I'm joined with Mert Dalmis, who made first place at the June CardMarket Regional, going a full-on 8-0, undefeated, to take home the prize last Saturday. Do I say hi, Mert?
Hi, guy.
So you ended up going all the way for a whole 8 rounds, undefeated, with Dark Broly. What was your reason for choosing this deck over the many others we've got?
Um, Normally, I play just Mecha, so I played since the release of Mecha only Mecha. But I felt that the deck is still one of the best decks, and it's quite broken if you can play it correctly and smart. But it's sometimes such exhausting. So you need to think a lot with Mecha. So sometimes I need to think 3 turns ahead, just by the start when I mulligan my deck. With the start hand, I need to think what I can do with, until my Salzino turn, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's so exhausting. And yeah, I want to play a black deck, but not Vegex like in the past, because I think Vegex is too RNG, and
Yeah, I agree with that.
and I thought, okay, I play Dark Broly. So I think I just played it a week before the event. Not tried that much, but I had so many experience against Dark Broly, so I knew the orders how to play the deck. So it was okay.
Yeah, because with the latest set, it got a few new toys with the TP Gogeta and the Kai Negate as well, which are two very strong cards for black.
Yes.
So yeah, we know what like everybody really should probably buy this before this. Know what Dark Broly does. It takes a life on the front side to look at top 5 and mill up to 3. Black battle cards for 30k power. Draws when it attacks. Untaps to Awakening on the front side. It can put back 3 from the warp to drop to draw a card, and then use any in your hand 30k black battle cards in your hand on board, even if they're in rest mode, as combat power. So it's got a lot of combat power, and you can turn it everything that you swing with, mostly, to combo off to defend with as well. With your list as well, it is quite unique. You didn't run any of the True Fighting Spirit, which I know a lot of decks, quite a few Dark Broly decks run to help deal with blue. What was your reason for not running that one?
Uh, I think against blue, the Demigara is enough for blue. I
Mm-hmm.
think, and yeah, I have one Meki in the main deck and 3 of the Demigo. I think that's enough. The thing about the True Fighting Spirit, so my playstyle was like I played the matchups really slow. If you saw my if you all saw my stream matches, I not tapped so much energy for my plays. I just played much with the ball in my drop area,
Mm-hmm.
and I had all the time the energy open, such for my answers with the Kai Gate or my Heron's Lineage ulti secret. And I think the True Fighting Spirit is not that important. I think it's better in the side deck in the best of 3, but not in the main deck, because the meta for at the moment every deck has a huge chance. So, for example, Mecha, if he negates and throw 1 card away, it's like they throw nothing away. So it's not worth to play it. And even when I need to play it, so for example, let's say I play it against Mecha, if I attack with the True Fighting Spirit, they rest 1 other card. That's not worth for me. So I just decided to play the 1-drop Dark Power Black Mass saying. But yeah, I think the Dark Power Black Mass is not worth as well. So I after the turn I cut the Dark Power Black Mass as well. So I don't play any 1-drops anymore.
Yeah, because the Dark Power Black Mass is good in some matchups, but not all matchups. Like against
Yeah.
things like Red with King Piccolo, it hinders their ability to free play things by comboing from life, which is quite good, but not all matchups. Like you get some matchups as well that play cards for free that are higher than 15k, so it's all dependent really on the card. And I suppose with True Fighting Spirit, one of the best qualities now is that it's a target with your super combo for Gogeta.
Yeah, you can choose it with for Vegeta, but the thing is that I thought is you don't play your super combo. So my playstyle was I didn't use any of my super combos since the point that I really needed for the last few defense steps or the last push turns. So I never had, so I would never had the Vegeta in my warp area. So that was the reason why I didn't play the one drop as well. So that could never catch it. It would be better in Vegex because you can mill it, then you can use it.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of the super combos, what was your reason behind only playing 3 of the Vegeta and 1 of the Goku Time Patrol Elite?
Yeah. I can ask you what you think why I played this ratios.
I was when I went over the videos and the breakdown, I guessed it was possible using it with Gogeta. That you might have thought.
I didn't have the fourth one because after I didn't
Okay.
have the fourth one. I sold my playset of the super combos after the last finals last year in the card market finals. I sold the cards after that because I knew that the Vegex got the hit. Yeah, and that was the only reason. I just had 3. I bought the fourth one, so I have it now, but I didn't have the fourth one, so that's the only reason why I played this Super Core. But the thing is, the Super Core was really cool because sometimes I just didn't want to bottom deck a card. So sometimes all the hand cards are really important. So I just use this card and put the other card that I drew or something else into the bottom. That was really cool.
That's cool. What about the Kind Gate? How useful did that come up? Was that very useful or a bit lackluster?
Very useful. It's one of the best things with the new set that they bring out, in my opinion. So in one of my matches against, I think it was, in the finals and against the Skillless Gohan. So my opponent wants to swing with his Bardock Warcry. I stole it because he comboed with, so you played one Warcry, attacked, and comboed one Warcry as well. So I just steal it with the Heroine's Lineage ultimate, and after he played the second one, I just negated it with the Kai. So it gets removed instantly, and after the turn it came back, but it's really good against some successor decks. Against O-Ring cards, it's good against so much decks. So if the opponent isn't playing so smart, so if the opponent plays a battle card and attacking with the other card, so you can use the negate and warping the other card, so you deny 2 attacks.
And it's really easy to pull off as well with the either you or your opponent having more cards in the warp because you inherently warp cards with your effects as well.
Yeah, you have ever the permanent inactive, so it's really strong, and you can put it back with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So for example, so you have 5 pieces of the card.
And with the Gogeta package, so you had only 2 Gogetas, and you had 3 of each Vegeta. What was the reason behind just 2 of the Gogeta? Because I know some other Broly decks, they went up to 3 with it. And with the SS4 Vegetas, was there a reason why you only had 2 of the TP and 1 of the one in the main set, or was it by availability or by choice?
The same. So I just had from the Vegeta and the Gogeta just 2. So now I have 3 of the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in my main. But you can still run it like this. So because the one Vegeta, the crit one, has crit and warps the field. So it's really good if you play it sometimes. But I think the warp run from hand is better. So I think a free split from Vegeta and the Goku is the best. And the Gogeta, the same thing. So I just had 2, but in testing and at the tournament, I think you don't need the third one. So I saw the cards every time. I never had the problems that I never see the cards. So I think 2 is the number because the Gogeta is not your main chain that you can play in the deck. So basically you can play with the whole other chains with the Dark Broly chains and other cards. So if you see it, you see it. If you're not seeing it, it's okay. But I saw it every time. Sometimes I had both of the cards, so the two pieces in my hand. And a crazy combo that you can do is, I don't know if you know it, but you can put a ball on the Gogeta, so it has 30k, combo it away, and play another Gogeta. That's a really nice combo that you can do.
Oh, does it get the power for the turn?
It gets for, I think, for the battle, but you actually can combo it away.
Yeah, because then it becomes the ball puts the power on the card, so it then becomes a 30k black battle card. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I know some people were have been trying to tech in Belmont for a way to use it, sack it off, and then replay it.
First thought as well.
What was that? Sorry.
That was my first thought as well. So I thought about it, but my teammate told me it. So I wanted to put the Belmont into it, but you don't need it when you can use it with the ball. But I didn't know it in the first time.
Yeah, the ball seems like an easier way to do it because at least that way, you just then if you're swinging with your leader and doing it, if you're swinging with the Gogeta first then leader, you're at least putting that sacking off the Gogeta into good use by putting the power onto your leader.
Exactly.
And with the last few tech cards, you were running only one Brainwashed, also only one of the Vindicator and two of the Gogeta Fearless Fusion. How useful was the Gogeta and why one only each of the Brainwash and Vindicator?
Let's start with the Gogeta. So the Gogeta is only against barrier decks, and you can still remove 4-cost cards or less.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can kill barrier cards. It's really good against King Piccolo because if he has a drum on board, you can't push with your 30Ks. So, for example, you can play it, put 2 cards back from the warped into your drop, so the Goku and the Vegeta. So it's like a gravy. So the 6-drop is both of the 6-drop Gogetas are like gravy. So you put the cards back into your warp, put it back into your drop, use it again with another Dark Broly or the 1-drop Broly, and it's still good. Even if you don't use it, it's still a 16k blocker and a beat stick you can use. And I think you can play 3 as well, but I think 2 are enough. But yeah, it's really good. Sometimes it was good against, I think in my 3rd round I played against Mecha and he had a slug package in. So I just killed the slug with 1 energy.
That's really helpful as well, yeah, because slug can kind of hinder the deck, especially shutting off your super combos as well.
Yeah. That's and even if a mecha player is really smart, and for example, I play against Dark Broly. I play in the later turns, in the push turns, I play the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the card who's deflect unique and says you can't use extra cards, or you can only use extra cards by tapping another energy. So if he has this card on the field, you can't use your balls on your hand because it's an active battle effect, and you can't use it. So you need to tap 1 additional energy every time you use the balls. So that's the one reason why I play the Gogeta as well.
Yeah, because that's the good thing about Mecha having the it's got a utility to have certain things like the that one Goku, that Gogeta, that Goku, Dark Power Black Master, and things to easily search by using the Planet Vegeta and having main deck stuff like that to get through things like that with barrier, and especially like as you said to remove drum when they've got that on board to defend themselves is really handy. That's
right, and even my deck is kind of has many removal cards. So basically, in the one of my stream match against Skillless Gohan, he had a full board and they cleared in 1 turn his whole board with the Gogeta, with the Vigora, with the 6-drop Broly, with another Broly. So I attacked his whole battlefield and nuked his whole board by removing all of his cards. And one of the things that I like about this deck, it has infinity resourcement. So that's a really cool part about this deck. And even with the Gogeta, they can't keep a board. Even just with barrier cards that has more than 4 energy. That's the only thing that they can defend, but non-barrier cards are kind of dead against this deck.
Yeah, because this deck has so much border removal, and especially when you mix in the Vegeta and Demon Royal Ravager, you can take 2 cards from their hand to the warp every turn if you keep dropping them.
Yeah, it's a really cool deck. So even if you attack with your whole 30Ks, you have like a passive hand destruction because they need to combo everything out. Okay, you asked me about the Dark Broly, the Vindicator. I think I tested it with 2, but I think 1 is enough. I never had the issue that I needed a second one, so it's kind of the thing is I want to play more. So every time when I had this card in my drop or hand, I never played it. So I just play it when I'm not having any targets from the walk one and the walk one from hand. So I just played it when I didn't have any targets anymore. But the thing is, I think it came 2 times or 1 time in a tournament that I played used the effect that plays 6 cards back from my warp to my drop. But I think it's just a one-off. You see it every time because of your leader effect, and you can search it with your ball. So I think you don't need any more copies of this card. So it even works with free energy. The opponent needs free energy, and you need free energy. So I think 2 are not worth it.
Yeah, because the only issue I see with having just 1 is just in case it's in your life. That's the only thing, but that does make sense.
Yeah.
So
I don't care.
So with let's go through some of your matches. How did your rounds go? Like, what did you play against?
In the first round, I played against set 1 Broly. I was scared a bit because if you don't play against the deck so much and you don't know what the deck is capable for, so I was kind of scared, but it was kind of easy because he doesn't have so many hand cards, and I have a huge hand all the time, and I kill his hands with my 6-drop Broly, so it was really easy. Then I played against Gogeta Zeno. I think the deck is too fair, so it was easy as well, but it's too balanced for the deck. So if you compare it to Vegex is much stronger, and I think Gogeta Zeno is not worth to play. Then I played against Mecha Aegis build. That was kind of easy as well because I played Mecha so long. I know the pros and cons about the deck. I know what the deck is capable for, and I know when his power spike starts, and it was kind of easy. So I killed his resourcements, his board, and just waited for that he spammed his negates out. It was really easy. The fourth one was quite tough. That was the Score on Blue Yellow one that was on stream. That was a really crazy match. It was in some points I thought he gonna kill me, but I had so many hand cards. I think when I played my Heartful Plea, I had 16 hand cards. Just because I just played my 6-drop Brolys and pass turns. Attack his leader, just killed his board, and didn't play anything from my hand. So it was I had everything in control. So it was, but it was a cool match. Then the 5th round was against Soul Striker Red Blue. Same thing. I just know the matchup really well because my teammate John, he plays Soul Striker as well, and the Red Blue version. So I know the same. It's the same thing like Mecha. I know when the power spike starts and I know what to do. So I didn't draw so many cards in this matchup because he played. I think it was a girl. Yeah, she played. Just for the freezer. So she just played for the freezer. I don't know the name, full overdrive or something like that.
Full power freezer, 100% overdrive.
Yeah. she just played for that card and wanted to mill me out. I think in the last swing I just had 5 cards in the deck, so it was really close. Then I played against a lounge. It was a mono red version. Uh, that was kind of easy for me because even if he's violent raise me, I can still wait for a turn and kill him next turn. So, and I had the one of Meki Kabura in my main deck, and I just say topo 4 cost, and that he couldn't use his topo. It was really easy for me for the matchup. And like the same thing, my teammate plays launch only as well, so have the knowledge against that deck. Then I
Yeah.
played against Maak in the 7th round. That was Dark Broly. I know him because I played in a promotion game in France against him, and he plays I think only Dark Broly, and I played a lot against him in PPG matches as well, and he's a very good Dark Broly. He wasn't that lucky like me. He didn't saw any of his super combo. He didn't have any super combo in his hand, so his deck destroyed himself. And the last one was Mecha Aggro. That was Bartek Bakula is a really strong opponent, and he is, I think, one of the best Mecha Aggro players that I've seen.
Yeah, because I know with the last event, I think it was the last
Yeah.
event or event before, he took the whole event with his version of Mecha, which just looking from the list is very aggressive. Not like the blue-yellow one, but still a very aggressive variant.
Yeah, we played it last event. We played in the finals. He beat me with Mecha. So I just did one mistake and that cost me the game. That's a typical Mecha thing. If you do one mistake, you lose instantly. And in my opinion, I don't like the Mecha aggro build. It's like a glass cannon build. I like the blue yellow Aegis version a lot more. But if he can play it really good, he should continue with that.
Yeah. So you end up taking like a whole, just basically steamrolling for the event. Also calls in to make sure we've got 8 rounds instead of 7 as well. Do you reckon you'll take this for the next one coming up on the 10th of July?
If I can play, if I have time to play next event, I will. But because I'm studying at the moment, I have my final exams in 2 months, so I'm not having so much time for playing the next event. But if I can, yes, I will play it.
If you were able to make it, if you did have the time, would there be any changes you would make outside of maybe upping the SS4 Vegeta to 3 or whatever changes? What changes would you probably make for the next event?
I would cut the 1-drop SS4 out and put the third Super Saiyan 4 in. Then I would cut the Dark Power Black Mass completely out of the deck and put 1 ball more in.
Yeah.
And then, cut the Super Combo Goku. Put the 4th Vegeta in. Many people ask me why I play this, and even you, I saw the video, and even you asked yourself why you play this card, so it was really funny.
Yeah, because I was just looking at it thinking that maybe you thought it could be used for the fusion, but then it's got to have the power match for that. Thanks for coming on and doing an interview. It's basically just to give anybody watching a bit more information about your deck, how you played it, the reasons behind it. So if they do look to play it themselves or play a variant of Dark Broly, they've got some extra information to help. But before we end the video, are there any shout-outs you want to give out or anything?
Yeah, shout-outs to my German community, all of the guys that played with me, play tested with me the deck, who explained me a bit more the deck. I think Manuel Garcia from my team explained me a lot about the deck because he's just playing Dark Broly. Shout-outs to John and Jeremy. They gave me the deck, so they told me play the deck since you don't want to play the deck and give it me back then. Shout out to my cousin playtest against me. Shout outs to Melvin and Scott, who invested their times just for commentary. It's really nice that they do it. And shout out to you that you invited me to the deck profile.
Yeah, it's no problem. It's nice to get like the opinions, especially for Europe, to get a bit more coverage on players that do well. Because all you really see online at the moment is just more of in the US. So it's nice to get the EU perspective on when they top events.
Europe is better than US. Just wanted to tell you in the video.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Also, you might want to give a shout as well to Team 9 Life as well, because I'm sure you're still on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll also put a link to your team's channel as well, so anybody who wants to check out your channel can do so as well after watching the video.
Yeah, thank you.
That's right. But thank you for coming along, and thank anybody for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and even to Mert's as well, Team 9 Life. As I said, the description will be the link to them will be in the video below. And yeah, see you all in the next video. Bye for now.